Please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Hey, Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Not a ton of action on Monday night, but we'll update you. A couple games that have some significance. And then we're going to speak to Greg Tonagel, Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. They have that huge game coming up with Grace on Wednesday, and we wanted to catch up with him before that game, so we'll listen to him in just a moment. But first, let's just catch you up on a couple of games. Over in the Sooner Conference, Mid-America Christian won. They hold position. Texas Wesleyan, though, they win their fourth in a row. They beat Science and Arts. Texas Wesleyan really just out-executed them down the stretch, and they win their fourth in a row. Congratulations to them. They go on a long road trip now. We'll see how they hold up on the road. Mid-America Christian now is really solidifying second place. Also last night in the AAC, big game there. Reinhardt beats Pikeville 85-83. Bryan beat Tennessee Wesleyan, but that Pikeville loss is really the most significant. Pikeville's been holding off Union and CIU by a half game or one game. Right now they're in second. We're not even in the half game realm anymore. It's just mere percentage points, but it's the first change we've seen for a while, and we'll have to see how this race with these four teams down to Johnson here really plays out over the next couple weeks, but it's a tight race. Oh, also in the Heart, Graceland, Benedictine beat Graceland. That was Graceland's in this pack of four with Mid-America, this pack right here. So they've put themselves about half the game back, but it's pretty tight. Mid-America Nazarene keeps a game up on everybody. Culver Stockton also beat Park. We were able to speak to Greg Tonagel, head men's basketball coach at Indiana Wesleyan. You all know who he is. You all know all about the Wildcats, and I'm going to shut up. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Greg Tonagel. He's head men's basketball coach, Indiana Wesleyan. Thank you, Greg, for taking a few minutes this morning.
Excited to talk to you, Billy. It's been a little while.
Yeah. You guys are stumbling along. What are you? I think you're 19-2. I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me. Is that right? 19-2? 18-2.
I don't even know.
Yeah, you're 18-2. I just found it. I do want to talk about your team. I do want to talk about the Grace game coming up that everybody's chattering about. But before we do that, we got to go back to Saturday. You were lucky to get out of Huntington, weren't you?
Man, that was a heck of a game. Yeah, it could have gone either way. They're obviously playing really well right now. Going into that game, they had won 12 out of 13. Goodline has kind of found his rhythm along with Sparks, and it's a tough place to play. So really proud of our guys to go on the road like that and pull one out.
You talk about Goodline. He had 32 points, and he didn't hit a three. So
don't remind me, Bill. Okay.
Well, anyway, you pulled it out in overtime. They had a chance to win in regulation. That didn't work out, and you were able to get the win in overtime. Your team, every night, as you know, I go through the stats, and Javen Buchanan, his upside must just be huge because it seems like every week he's better.
He is. He continues to improve. Probably his greatest improvement's been on the defensive end. He's making huge strides. He's a matchup problem, offensively. And his work ethic, man, it's second to none. He's in the gym most mornings. He is often the last player to leave. And when you've got those physical attributes that he does, but then you pair it with a work ethic, you're going to do what he's doing. And I think we've only seen the beginning of it.
Yeah, he's super athletic, isn't he?
Oh, he's uber athletic, but just big. He's got good size, and he's very efficient. I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but he's shooting very efficiently from the field.
The guy that has really come on as the season moved on is a redshirt freshman, Cademan Bontrager. I think I've pronounced his name wrong all season.
Bontrager.
Bontrager. I just did it again right after you told me. I apologize to him and his fam, Bontrager. But he's really come on. He's really put up some big numbers.
Well, I don't know if you've seen what he's shooting from the field, but he's 86%.
I saw that. I thought it was a mistake.
And that's down. He was shooting 90 from the field, and that's all while averaging double digits. It's not like he shoots 3 times a game. He's averaging 13 points a game, and he's a freshman. So Buchanan's a sophomore, and for being young, they're really coming along. And Cade continues to improve. He continues to make strides.
Yeah, from the field, Cademan is 106 for 123 at 86%. That's just, I've never seen anything like that.
We were joking. It was a couple games ago. He was 7 for 11 at halftime, and we said, "Man, he's pulling his percentages down." At halftime, we were a little upset with him over that.
But you kind of team that with a guy like Griffin Cleaver, kind of been around with you a long time. Also, Mater's been around. You have it seems like you have a good mixture, new guys, some some experienced guys. Just how do you feel about your team overall right now?
Well, we've got a lot to work on, but I'm pleased with where we're at. I go back to probably our leading scorer that we thought going into the year, is out. Luke Brown, the transfer on the perimeter. And when Luke went out and had his knee surgery, I didn't know what to think. I was pretty upset and frustrated because I knew we had a team, that I thought could compete. And I think guys have done a good job of filling into that void. It's not been one guy, and we've tried some different things and different lineups at times. But, considering that and like injuries are just part of the game, but at the same time, when you lose a guy of that caliber and you kind of built everything around him, you got to go back to the drawing board. And this team's adapted well and has competed hard. It's not been pretty. Like Huntington wasn't pretty, either was the game before at Marion. But I'd rather win ugly, than lose pretty. And that's what this team has been doing.
And I don't want to get off track, but you talk about injuries, man. St. Francis just got bit big time, haven't they?
I've noticed they've been missing some guys. I don't know what it's been, but yeah. And they've got some talent, but when talent's sitting on the bench, it doesn't really matter.
I want to talk about the Grace game coming up, but you have an alumni that's playing a G League down in Indiana. Man, Mangus is just tearing it up, isn't he?
He is, and it's just a matter of time before he gets his 10-day. I talked to the GM of the Pacers the other day, and he told me he's fielding a lot of calls. And he expects an opportunity to come. It probably won't be with the Pacers because of what they have and their two-way guys.
Exactly, yeah.
But he said the way he's playing, he said he doesn't doubt it. And Kyle deserves it. And Kyle continues to prove everybody wrong. And people are like, can he make it? And I said, put him there and let's see. And I have no doubts that he would find a way to make it work.
Coach, that guy has risen to every challenge that comes to him. And you think, well, this might be a challenge, but he always rises and then comes above the challenge every time.
You're exactly right. And, it's his work ethic, it's his focus, it's his knowledge of the game, it's his humility. And Kyle's he's a complete package.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see good things happen to him, and wish him luck moving forward. So I don't know if you've looked at your schedule, but Grace is coming up to Lucky on Wednesday. We're recording this Monday morning. Grace is the real deal. They got the big guy. They got the big wings, Wadding, Ian Scott, probably the most athletic sixth man in the country. Just talk about Grace and, what you think of that team.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. They're the real deal. They're number one in the country for a reason, and right now it hasn't been close. And they do it on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're an elite defensive team, and I think that's what separates them right now. As you look across the country, and they get it done in a variety of ways. You can say, well, let's go in and try to stop Malone, which is really hard. But there's 5 other guys that could go off that night, and to me, probably the most underrated players in the country are the Gibbs twins.
Yeah.
Their numbers don't pop, but man, they do a lot of stuff for that team, and a lot for that team. And I think they probably don't get enough recognition for what they do.
Coach, you in your career, you've gotten a lot of teams ready for high-profile games. What are some of the keys as you're bringing your team, that last few days before a big high-profile game? What are the keys?
Well, I think you don't overcoach, and these should be fun. This is going to be an incredible opportunity. Lucky's going to be sold out. It's going to be packed. You don't get a ton of these, and you don't want to have any regrets of overthinking. You certainly don't want to be fearful. And, my job's to make sure my team is fearless going into this game. Obviously, you got to have a game plan. but the game plan can't paralyze your players. It's got to set them free. And, you want to look back 20 years from now and just know that you had a blast and it was an incredible opportunity that you took the most of.
Yeah, when, we just talked about one of your alumni, but when you look around and, I think about, Widener coming back up there as assistant with Grace, you look around and you look at your alumni and what they accomplish. I know that your main mission is building men. How proud are you when you see your guys succeed past basketball?
Oh, I mean, there's nothing better. You look at a kid like Jordan Widener, who's one of the all-time greats here. Jordan will probably want to punch me during the game, but before and after, we're obviously great friends, and I admire him and what he's doing. He's the future of this game, right? Like, I'm going to retire someday, and Jordan Widener is going to be around, probably winning games somewhere. In fact, I know he is. But looking back at the alumni with Kyle being potentially in the NBA, but I got guys that are going, into teaching in the medical field, and
exactly,
they make us proud when they're using their gifts and abilities to influence others, and they're taking what they learned here. Basketball is one of the greatest teaching points that we have because kids love it. It requires discipline, hard work, and sacrifice, all the things that it takes to be, a godly man moving forward. And so it's an incredible opportunity we have. You can't lose sight of that. It's easy to, for me this week, we go Huntington, Grace, and Bethel, and it's easy to lose sight of what's really important in those moments, but it's just a game and it's just a tool.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I can't let you go without asking about the Crossroads this season. It's always competitive. It seems just to be extra brutal this year. Just talk about that league.
Yeah, Corey and I were talking at Huntington prior to the game, and I think there's 6 teams that should make it into the tournament this year. St. Francis is sitting, I think, at 6th right now, and it appears if you just look at their record, they're struggling, but they've had some, non-conference wins, beating top 25 teams, and it's just a good league. It's super talented, but I think it's the coaching, too, that separates it, from many other leagues. And we'll beat each other up, but hopefully that prepares, each team as we go into postseason.
Yeah, you have a couple of teams that struggled the last couple of years. Spring Arbor's playing really well this season, and the Mount Vernon, they've been down for a couple of years. They're playing a lot. They're a lot more successful this season, and just Marion's always tough. It just seems like every night's a battle. But it gets you ready for the playoffs, doesn't it?
It does. It's all about preparation, and I think our league has done well when we're out of conference. So very proud to be a part of this league.
Well, I'm looking forward personally to the game on Wednesday night. You guys go out and enjoy that. For the fans, it's going to be an amazing game. And man, you're right. You're going to have to get a shoehorn for get people into Lucky. Just tell the fire marshal to take a day off.
We've already been talking to him about that.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you giving me a few minutes here at the last second. Good luck on Wednesday. And as always, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to me.
Thanks, Billy. Always great to catch up.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's Greg Tonagel. He's head men's basketball coach, Indiana Wesleyan. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.